This is eCommerce Uncensored. Brought to you by Fast Forward Unlimited. We're coming to you fully loaded and exposed with all the strategies and techniques for growing your e-commerce business.
Hey everyone, and thanks for joining us on another episode of eCommerce Uncensored. This is episode 37, and my name is Kevin Manel, and I'm here with Jason Caruso.
Yo.
And our new regular special guest, Paul Chu.
Hello.
And this is going to be another question and answer session coming to you from Paulie Chu. And we're just going to answer some questions. Go ahead, Paul.
All right. Number one, coming at you. Can webinars be useful for an e-commerce business? And what are some effective strategies in getting people to register?
This is all you, man. You're the webinar man. Go for it.
Me? Yeah, I mean, I think webinars, well, let me just back up. I think webinars can work for any product, as long as there are people who want the product. I mean, I'm not just going to say like a webinar is going to can sell anything, but if there are people who want a particular product, then yes. Now, that doesn't mean that the webinar has to be about the product. It could be about a problem that people are having that your product will fix. Or it could be about teaching something and your product happens to supplement that teaching or instruction. And so, yeah, I think webinars can be used really for anything. I mean, remember, webinar is really a way to get somebody who doesn't know you and to kind of bring them down that, know, like, and trust within an hour or so. Now, to add to that, now you may not want to do that for a $5 product because you really don't have to do that for a $5 product. But if you're selling something that's a little bit more expensive and you want to teach the value of that particular product, then yeah, I mean, sure, no problem. I mean, I think that's.
Yeah, I think it's a really good way to educate people for your product, like you said, and it's not something that you want to make people think they're going to get sold something. When you're doing some of these webinar trainings, you want it to be a piece of information that's going to help them and give them some answers to their problems. And if your product happens to solve that problem, which it should, then it puts you in a really good position to sell your product.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you want to trick people into thinking that you're
yeah, but you don't want them going right into the webinar. I can agree with you.
No, you want to give them value first.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't hurt to say, look, guys, at the end, I'm going to show you a product that could solve this problem for you. I mean,
when you get them on the webinar, right? When they're actually on there, but you're going to have a difficult time having people sign up for a webinar when they're going to kind of know that they're going to be sold something in the process. I mean, you want to start out with sign up for our free webinar that's going to solve this problem for you or something like that, and then maybe on the beginning part of the webinar you address the fact that at the end of this webinar, guys, I'm going to show you my product which solves the problems I'm going to talk about. I don't think that hurts at all.
Yeah. And the other part of the question was how to effectively get people on a webinar.
Yeah, how to effectively get people to register or sign up for the webinar.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's always the challenge. Oftentimes you can give people something, a free download, a free checklist, a cheat sheet. But yeah, I mean, you have to make sure that it's appealing enough. You have to make sure that it's a real problem that they're looking to solve. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a real difficult question to answer, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways. I think one of the biggest things is you have to understand that there's going to be a cost to getting people onto the webinar. So you kind of have to work out the numbers when it comes to what product you're going to be selling at the end, how many people you're going to get on the webinar, and what cost of I don't want to say cost of acquisition, but cost of a sign up registration is going to make sense at the end when you go ahead and try to sell your product.
Yeah, and for cold traffic, that's right. But if you have an email list that you're sending people to a webinar, that it may not be a cost thing. It's just kind of how relevant it is to your list.
All right, question number 2. Is there value in offering free plus shipping deals, and how can you maximize their effectiveness? Your favorite.
You want me to do this?
Favorites.
Yeah, I mean, we use free plus shipping all the time. And the way you maximize it is by having upsells, because you're going to typically lose money with the initial cost of acquisition. So you maximize it through upselling other products, or maybe upselling the same product. You have anything to add?
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of the success we've had is through, having a product that when you offer it free plus shipping, and what we mean by that is you say, get this product for free and just help us pay for the shipping. And that cost, you try to get that cost, the cost of acquisition, to equal the cost of the product, the hard cost of the product. So you're kind of acquiring customers for little to no cost at all. And then in the sequence, when someone checks out for the free plus shipping, you take them down a sequence of upsells where, like Jason said, you either offer them a equivalent product or the same product, which is how we've had success. So they get the free plus shipping product, and then you say add a second of that product at another discount.
Yeah, and the other thing that typically you want to make sure you're doing with free plus shipping is the product needs, for the most part, to be about $5 and under to make, and it has to have about a $20 perceived value. So if you're buying something at $300 and you're trying to give away a free plus shipping, it's not going to work. But if you have something that's costing you about $5, but the perceived value of it is $20, those are the products that typically work the best.
Was that all of it? Was that the whole question?
That was the whole question. You guys answered it very well. All right, the last one. Now, this, I guess, is a little broad, and it could be interpreted your own way. So just answer it how you guys kind of think. If I'm currently selling on Amazon, what initial steps do I have to take when transitioning to my own site and my own website's traffic?
Ooh, that's a good one.
We talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think that you have to understand the differences between the two. Selling on Amazon, you're not really looking for customers. They're already there. That's sort of what a marketplace does. That's why you pay such high percentages. When you're transitioning to your own platform, it's a whole different ballgame, because you're responsible for getting your traffic or customers, but the margins are much, much bigger.
Yeah, and we've seen, I don't know if this is jumping ahead a little bit, but we've seen people having success using their Amazon store at the same time as their current website when you're starting out, because it gives you some kind of social proof to go off of. We even have a client that has a product, and people refer to the reviews that they have on Amazon when they're making the purchase decision. So they can kind of work together a little bit if you're transitioning over.
Yeah, I mean, it's much easier. Yeah, that's a good point, because, you can use Amazon as cash flow. You can use Amazon, their logo as, because people are trusting Amazon, so you're using their sort of credentials to sell your product, so they instantly trust it. So yeah, I mean, it's a whole different ballgame. I mean, the secret, though, the problem is you can't really scale your product on Amazon. Whatever it is. How many people buy it, they buy it. You really can't do much. I mean, you can run ads and send them to your Amazon store or products, but you don't really know what's happening after that. So it's kind of hard to judge what you can spend, what it's costing you to acquire a customer. But yeah, I mean, I think I personally, in my opinion, I think it's more, mentally that shift between, all the customers on Amazon just finding your product and you going out to find customers. As I said, the beauty in finding your own customers is that you can scale. Like, you can, if you need to increase your revenue, if you have a process that works, you just kind of spend more money, or you do whatever's working for you more, or do more of whatever's working for you.
Yeah, you're not at the mercy of Amazon, and they're kind of controlling everything, that all the sales pretty much that are going to your product. So, I mean, I think Amazon is a really good place to start some products, to test the market, to see who's buying, and if you do have a viable product. So, but, we always tell our clients to kind of try to transition once you see the success, that you see people want it and that you can sell it, that they can transition successfully over to their own website and start acquiring their own customers and building that, like Jason says, and scaling up after that.
All right, that's all I got. That was good.
That's all you got, huh?
That's all I got.
I thought you were going to stump us today.
I'm saving you. Next time.
Thank you, Paul. That's been another episode of eCommerce Uncensored. This is episode 37.
You don't seem like you're into this today. What's going on?
Leave me alone. You're all over me today. All right. Well, we'll try to clear this up after we hit stop.
All right. Later.
Check out our podcast notes at ecommerceuncensored.com. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.